Hello CQ, CQ, calling CQ the Old Friends Net. CQ the Old Friends Net. This is WA4LLR, Dave in Burnsville, North Carolina, calling CQ the Old Friends Net. This net meets on this frequency 3 times weekly, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. and Sunday afternoons at 4 p.m. We conduct the net in the amplitude modulation mode, carry it out in the roundtable format. So, stations that would like to participate in the net today, give me a call and come now.
4LQ.
K4GDN.
KZ4 Bravo.
KG4IUQ.
WB4ARK.
WB4NKL.
W4KR.
WA4EVK.
K4JAL.
November 4 Alpha Kilo and 4AK.
Okay, there were a couple doubles in there, but here's who I have. N4LQ, K4GDN, KZ4B, KG4IUQ, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, W4KR, K4JAL, and N4AK. Who did I miss?
N4IYQ late.
K3OS.
W4DCS.
All right, we added N4IYQ, K3OS, and W4DCS. Do we have others?
KF4BY.
Okay, we added Stan, KF4BY. Any more? Okay, one more time down the list, N4LQ, K4GDN, KZ4B, N4, KG4IYQ, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, W4KR, K4JAL, N4AK, N4IYQ, K3OS, W4DCS, KF4BY. One more time, any other station?
K1VVC.
K4EVK was right after Stan.
All right, we'll add WA4EVK right after Stan. You're making me mess up my chart here, Steve. And right after Stan KR, and then we'll add, let's see, K1VVC right after Stan BY. If that's got everybody confused, then you're in good company. So, LQ, GDN, 4B, IUQ, ARK, NKL, KR, EVK, JAL, AK, IYQ, OS, DCS, BY, VVC. Any other? Okay, good afternoon to everybody. I hope y'all are staying warm and not too much ice on your antennas. We are at 32 degrees, pouring the rain. We've got, I guess, about an inch of ice, but it didn't accumulate on the power lines and antennas to the degree I was afraid it would. Now, what's going to happen later this evening, I don't know, but we'll see. So far, so good. Running the BC610C, receiving on the HQ110A. So, Steve, down to you. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. Well, that was fun. It's 26 degrees here, and I'm running the Babcock MT5B for the first time, and driving the AL82 to about 300 watts, and listening on the 2A and using the thawed out loop antenna, which has been kept dry today with the power supply. And everybody's coming in here pretty good. Boone was, you probably didn't hear him, he was kind of weak, but he's probably, I think he's got his antennas lowered down, so hopefully he can copy. Anyhow, over to George. You're sounding good, K4GDN, N4LQ.
KZ4 Bravo here with K4GDN and the group. This is KZ4B. Very fine, George. You're weaker than usual, but mostly copyable. And as much as I hate cold weather, it saved my backside today or last night, because we only got sleet and snow. We did not get rain. Therefore, there was no freezing ice on anything. So I'm on Duke, not the generator, although it's ready to go. And I got the gas logs going, so if we lose heat, we'll still have some. And the downstairs will be toasty warm, and the upstairs will be survivable with small electric heaters powered off the generator. So we did get lucky. So I guess it goes on over to KG4I. Is it UQ or YQ? I'm not sure. I thought it was UQ. KZ4B, over.
Thank you very much, John. This is KG4IUQ. KG4IUQ. Well, my thermometer reads about 22 degrees. I'm on the night T150 with a Drake 2B receiver. I'm using an 80 meters dipole. We have sleet on the ground. It's about accumulated to 3/4 of an inch. Started at about 1 a.m. last night, and it stopped a few hours ago, but we're getting some more right now. Most everybody's sounding good. Having a little bit of trouble here in George, K4GDN, but I hope you're copying me, because I'm running about barefoot, something like peak of around 100 watts. I'll turn it over now to Buddy, WB4ARK. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ, WB4ARK. All right, well, everybody's got a pretty good signal in here today, and we're running a 4400 modulated by a pair of 4125s with a Collins 310B exciter and R390A receiver, and the dipole is down today about 20 feet off the ground at the connection point, and the end points are about 50 feet above the ground. So we weren't taking any chances. The storm did not materialize with ice like they said it might here. We had snow and sleet, and it covered the ground, the roadway, part of the yard pretty well, and we had no power outages and no power glitches, so we were in good shape there. Let's see, hope you all are receiving me pretty well today. George's signal was a little weaker than normal, but perfectly copyable. So, over to Cliff, WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
Yeah, WB4ARK. It's WB4NKL. Good signal in here, buddy. Sounds, I guess the homebrew rig sounds great. We got 41 degrees here and rain. It's been raining about all evening or afternoon, and it's supposed to quit after a while and then maybe change to snow later on tonight. It's supposed to get down like 17 tonight, so tomorrow probably be the worse than what we've had the whole time. We had a few snow flurries yesterday, but it didn't amount to anything, and it never did get cold enough for the ice to materialize right here. But I think we had it all around us. I'm running the Babcock like Steve. Steve, yours is sounding good. You got it sounding great. And I had a little trouble copying. Boone was pretty weak, I guess, antenna situation, and George seemed like pretty good carrier. Just seems like the modulation was low, but that might might be just me. So pass it on around. Go ahead, Stan. W4KR, WB4NKL.
Okay, Cliff, thank you. WB4NKL, W4KR. Well, it's 35 here right now, 35 degrees, and it's raining. The ground and the driveway and roads are covered. They didn't because it started to rain and snow early this morning, but not very much. It's probably less than a half an inch on the ground out there. Roads, I said the roads and grass were covered. George was weak. Everybody else was right up there. Sure a far cry from last week, George. But anyway, good afternoon to you. And with that, I'm gonna. By the way, if during one of my transmissions all of a sudden I drop the carrier, we've been intermittently having instantaneous brownouts that last 2 or 3 seconds, and that's it. So. Don't know what that's all about. Something's going on somewhere. Over to Pickens it goes. Boone, pick it up. WA4EVQ, W4KR.
W4KR in the group, WA4EVK. Well, it's been pretty spotty here. If I disappear, it's power. Those of you can hear me, the weak signals from the antenna being lowered to get out of the ice. We got about, the last I heard, we had 6/10 of an inch of sleet, and it's been raining on top of it, so it's pretty dasty. And this is probably my one and done because the power is pretty unstable. Just one of those things, got the generator ready. Glad I could get on for a little bit anyway. Not much else to say. Hopefully it's 32 degrees, it's raining, but hopefully it'll warm up a little bit. We can go from there. K4JL, WA4EVK.
Is Boone gone?
No, you cop in. This is N4AK. Jimmy, you hear me?
JAL.
Okay, K4JAL, Boone, WA4EVK. I could see your carrier, but I couldn't hear your smiling voice. It's 36 degrees here, and my weather report is almost identical to Stan's. Hoping it doesn't knock our lines down tonight. So far, we haven't lost power, but I've never had to use my generator, so this might be the opportunity. I'm on the ART-13 and the Drake 2A and with an icy antenna.
So I think I give it to Glenn. I heard you weekly, Glenn. I'm going to give it back to you. N4AK, K4JAL.
Roger, K4JAL in the group. This is N4AK Sunset. Temperature here is 33 degrees, and so far it's calm, no wind. We lost power here at 3:25 this afternoon, but so our Generac generator is kicked on, so hopefully everybody can copy. I'm on an end-fed antenna. I was able to tune out the SWR with a tuner, and the end-fed is instead of being a single wire with all the ice on it, it looks like it has a diameter now of about 1/2 inch, for sure. So, over to you, Chuck, N4IYQ, N4AK.
Okay, Glenn, N4AK and the group, N4IYQ. Looks like I'm down frequency a little bit, touch it up a little bit. Good afternoon, everyone. Dave, thanks for calling the net. We're on the Ranger, driving the SP221 at about 150 watt carrier. On the double bazooka antenna, apex about 28 or 30 feet. Tower's not all the way up. It's raining here, 41 degrees. Last night we had a little bit of a snow skiff and then sleet covered a little bit of the deck, but as the night went on, the temperature started climbing. So don't have anything but a lot of wet, but we're supposed to be down, as Cliff said, we're usually about the same. It's supposed to be about 18 in the morning. I hope that the roads will dry off a little bit from traffic and there won't be any black ice. Miss Tammy will head out in the morning about 6 o'clock towards Johnson City. Sound like Middle Tennessee got nailed from what I heard, that there was a couple 100,000 without power down around Nashville area. So hope nobody gets hurt. Just has to deal with the weather. Gary, it's to you. K3OS and 4IYQ.
Okay, Chuck, N4IYQ, K3OS. In balmy Hickory, where it's about, I don't know, about 25 degrees. It looks like it's raining. It does look like it's raining. You know, I'm looking out at the backyard. I'm kind of at ground level here, and whatever's coming down is bouncing, so I think there's a little ice on the ground, and looks like rain coming down. It doesn't look like pellets or sleet or anything like that. Whatever it is kind of bouncing around, probably rain. So who knows, but it doesn't look like it's accumulating on the trees, and that would be a good thing. According to the weather forecast, this should stop for us around 6 o'clock, and that's it. I don't see anything coming our way after that, so it's going to bamboozle its way out of here. So that's what's going on here. Running the Gonset Twins barefoot around, watt meter shows about 45 watts out at the moment, but carrier. So over to Doug, W4DCS, K3OS.
K3OS in a group, W4DCS. Okay, Gary. Yeah, we've gotten about close to 2 inches of precip out there. Unfortunately, no freezing rain. Believe it or not, they're calling for thunderstorms here between 5 and 6. So we'll see. They keep saying freezing rain, but haven't seen any yet. So we've dodged a bullet on that. Thankful about that. I've got the antenna lowered down. I'm copying some very well, some not so well, but anyways, just glad to get in here and glad we've still got power. And sounds like most everybody's doing okay, so good news on that end as well. I'm going to pull a one and done on you, Dave. Thanks for calling it, and hope all you guys make out okay through the rest of this ordeal, and stay safe. KF4BY, W4DCS.
All right, Doug, W4DCS, KF4BY. Very good. Good copy on all this afternoon. A couple of you a little bit light, but we got everybody. Stand number 2 here, Piedmont, we're showing about 32 degrees, and it started raining about 40 minutes ago. and it is beginning to accumulate a little bit. My SWR is not changing, so I think the antenna is okay. I hope it doesn't continue too long. That would not be good. We've just been cold here all day, about 25, 26, 27 degrees, but woke up with sleet and snow on the ground, but no ice accumulation. So we were hoping we'd sneak by, but I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to get some icing. I just hope it isn't too significant. Dave, thanks for calling it. Appreciate it as always. We're on the 32V and the 75A this afternoon. Over to you, John. K1VVC, KF4BY.
Very good. Thanks a lot, Stan. And it's in the mid-20s here and raining. We're starting to get ice accumulation also. And I'm running the Viking 500 and the ITT Mackie 3010C receiver. Unfortunately, my antenna is a little makeshift. My high gain high tower works fine as far as SWR is concerned, but a vertical antenna does not work well on this net. I could hardly hear anybody. And last night I lowered my tower down, so instead of the inverter V I normally use, the apex at 60 feet, it's down at 30 feet, which means that a good portion of the antenna is just laying in the ground, but I was able to tune it up, and I think it shows like a 3-to-1 SWR. So that's what's going on. And Dave, thanks for running the net. The only thing I can tell you about today is Virginia Woolf's birthday. For all that means, yes. WA4LLR K1VVC.
Please check me out, 7.3s and 4AK.
All right, Glenn, we'll do it. 7:30 to you, and stay warm. Hope the power comes back soon. All righty, let me stand by. Do we have any other check-ins for the over-the-hill wrong net. The old friends. Come down.
W4MEC made it.
All righty, W4MEC. Obviously, the fact that your inverted V's down is not keeping you from the net. That's good. Any other check-ins? Nothing heard. All right, Charlie, go ahead and tell us what's going on out your way. W4MEC, WA4LLR.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Tune up. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC. Real good. Good copy on everybody. I started enlisting just as John, KZ4B, picked it up. And everybody's coming in good here. I had a power outage here right around 4 o'clock, and Duke has done a lot of work in this area because it was notorious for things crapping out, and apparently it put in some rerouting equipment. I was reading about it anyway, and it picks another route to feed us, and that's what it did. Lights, everything went off and stayed off, or actually it tried a couple of times and stayed off, and then everything came back on full bore. So that's whatever they've done has been a good improvement for the system around here. This morning, we didn't get anything till about 2 o'clock this morning, and then it started sleeting. And we got about 1 inch or so of sleet on the deck, and it's hard packed. It's interesting, you know, when it does that, it's not smooth, it's grainy, it's gritty, so you can actually walk on it and not slide. So, and it crunches around out there, and it's been doing that off and on a little bit today, filling in the holes in the yard where there weren't any sleet. And this afternoon, I decided I needed to move my RV and my pickup truck, because my RV was definitely on ground zero there with one pine tree. And as I was getting everything hooked up and everything to pull out of the way, the trees around me started cracking, you know, crack, boom. And I said, good Lord, Lord, just give me 10 more minutes. You know? So I got the trailer hooked up and pulled it around in front of the house there and drove the Suburban end of the carport with the trailer hooked up to it. With and of course, it doesn't go in the carport, but it's out of the danger zone, and so's my pickup truck. And power outage for some reason took out my weather station. It's not even reading indoor temperature anymore. Something blew out on it when the power went out. So, not getting anything. So about 33 degrees here, and sleeting a little bit, and then raining a little bit, and we're pretty much not quite out of it yet. A bunch of bad stuff coming out from the south there with a bunch of red in it. It's going to go east of us. Looks like it might go over towards Buddy and you fellas over there. Any luck, it'll dissipate. But anyway, just trying to make it through and hope this stuff blows out. WA4 LLR in the group. W4, let me see.
Okie dokie. Fine business, Charlie. Real good. Good copy. All righty, one more standby. Any other check-ins? Come now. All right, 17 of us. That's good number, I guess. Okay, you know, you're talking about a gritty surface. I noticed that this morning. I was going out to feed the birds, and I was being really careful walking on the deck, and I realized why it's a non-skid surface. So I was thankful for that, because I sure don't want to hit the ground. And let's see, John, sounding good on your 500 and your antenna. And Stan, the 32V sounds good. 73 to you, Doug. I hope you don't get thunderstorms down there. But who knows? Anything can happen now. And let's see, Gary, the Gonzits sound good as always, and Cliff, Chuck the Ranger does so also. And 73 to you, Glenn, if you're still listening. The IC antenna was doing a good job. And Jimmy, the ART-13 sounds good. Boone, if you're copying me, that's the weakest I've ever heard you. You were in my noise. Part of the time I couldn't hear you at all, so I don't know. I couldn't copy enough to, if you said what about your operating condition was, but that's the first time ever that I've not been able to copy you. Good afternoon to you, Stan. 35 and rain down your way. And Cliff, the Babcock sounds good. You're the hot spot. You and Chuck, 41 degrees. Man, hope that moves on over this way. And Buddy, you 40 dB. Plus 40 dB here. So yeah, you're doing great. Mark, sleet down your way. The 150 is doing fine. And John, good deal on no ice. George, I have to agree with Cliff. You had a pretty good carrier, but the audio was in the noise, so I don't know. He was the only other one that commented on that, but the audio just didn't seem to be up with the carrier. And Steve, congratulations on getting the Babcock going, and it sounds good. I may have to swap over so we can have 3 going this afternoon. Anyway, let's see. Temperature staying about the same here. No change so far. Space weather, we got some pretty good numbers. Sunspots 147. Solar flux index is 174. And the K is 3.33. I was listening around a little bit at the winter field day, and bands were pretty open, so doing a good job. Just a few items from this day in history. On this day in 1979, a man was killed by a robot for the first time. A factory worker, Robert Williams, was climbing into a shelving unit to investigate an assembly line malfunction, was struck in the head by an industrial robot and killed. Let's see here. John already mentioned Virginia Woolf. On this day in 2017, Mary Tyler Moore passed away. On this day in 1971, Charles Manson and 3 of his followers were convicted of a series of murders. On this day in 1949, the first Emmy Awards were presented. And on this day in 1945, Grand Rapids, Michigan became the first city to add fluoride to the water, supposedly to prevent tooth decay. And of course, on this day in 1882, Virginia Woolf was born in London. So that's enough on this day in history. So let's head back around. Glenn signs, so Jimmy, you'll give it over to Chuck, and Doug signs, so Gary, you'll give it to Stan, KF4BY. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. Real good. Copy to everybody, but George is weak on the modulation. He got some carrier, but the modulation's going to have to be cranked up a bit, I believe. I'm getting about 90%, 97%. That's just about 100. Well, I would like to hear your Babcock. If we get 3 Babcocks on here at once, that would be cool. So fire that thing up, Dave, if you can. I got the same thing some of you did with that that fine sleet. Everything was white this morning, about an inch deep, and it was grainy, and I was able to easily shovel it off the deck out there, but then it started again and covered it right back up. So I got the bag of salt out that I had bought at Southern States. It's made for cattle feed, and it's real fine. I think you could probably just use it in a salt shaker. And I threw some of that on that ice, and the ice sort of exploded. It sounded like popcorn, cracking and popping, and within just seconds it was just pure water. I was really impressed with this stuff. Cattle feed. We've been fogged in here all of a sudden. We've got a real kind of a misty looking fog just moved in on us, and it's probably sleeting again or something out there. You can't really tell by looking out the window. Anyway, I was just looking at a website. I found that you can put in a zip code and it will tell you how much snow has fallen in the past few hours. And I looked at Louisville, and they got 15.5 inches in Louisville. So I'm kind of glad I'm not up there. Although I would probably not have to go to work tomorrow. Stay home. Anyway, over to George again. K4GDN, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ is K4GDN. I think I got the audio up now. I must have hit the volume control because it did look a little bit low before. I'm on the multi-OMAC AF67, receiving on a PMR7, and also listening on a 7583. Copying most everybody fairly well. Didn't get anything on Jimmy or Boone. There is some QSB, and the band doesn't seem to be all that good. But I'm glad to hear everybody is doing all right. And I'm gonna listen a little bit, but then I'm gonna say I'm out on this one. And John, you might comment if the audio had come up. On the scope, it looks good now. It didn't look so good a while ago. So with that, I'll pass it on to you, John. KZ4B and the group K4GDN. Thanks for calling them up there, Dave.
Okay, K4GDN and the group KZ4B. Fine business, George. I copied every word of that transmission. So conditions are getting better. And I don't have my LP700 hooked up yet on receive. So I can't evaluate your degree of modulation, but you sounded pretty good this go round. Maybe you cranked up the audio, I don't know. But good copy this time. And again, I hate cold weather, but it saved me this time because you don't want water that freezes. And so I am a very happy camper. And for whatever that's worth, I believe I mentioned that I got my HT40 finished. I need to get it on the air and see how it sounds. It doesn't put out near the power that the T150 does, but hopefully it's pretty good audio, and I may try a trick to use a 4-to-1 Unan and multiply the output voltage by 4 and see how close it might get to the drive level of a T150. That's on the bucket list. I don't know when I'll get there. And we're just lucky. Apparently, things got warm west of the mountains and are cold here east of the mountains, which in this case I think is a good thing, especially if the temperature plummets tonight and creates ice west of the mountains. So good luck, Cliff and company. So on that note, over to you, buddy, and you are just booming in here. You're probably one of the strongest today, and of course you're always strong. Is that one or two 4-400s that's in the final? Because it really sounds good. WB4ARK in the group goes to Mark. KG4IUQ in the group KZ4B, over.
This is KG4IUQ. Mark, you're sounding good, John. Very good sound. We've gotten big sleet pellets over here. They look about like a BB or something, out of a BB gun. And I've noticed that. It's kind of unusual. I received my crystals for the Drake 2 bead. It would help me to be able to get on 15 meters and complete my reception for 10 meters. I've been having a good time with that. We still on conventional commercial power, and most everybody's sounding very good here. Dave, LLR sounds good. N4LQ, you're sounding good. I'm going to have to ask you sometime about this cattle feed eye. I didn't realize that exists. And K4GDN, you're sounding better on your last transmission. And WB4ARK, you're about 20 over here on my meter, and that's impressive because my meter almost never gives a 20 over. And let's see, WB4NKL sounding good. Stan, W4KR, you sound good. And Boone, a little weak. I can hear you though. And Jimmy, K4JAL, you're sounding fine here. N4AK, who was checked out, was sounding good. From Sunset, N4IYQ, you're sounding good. Gary, K3OS, over in Hickory, I believe, sounds very good. Using the Gonset twins. W4DCS, a bit light, hard to hear. And Stan, KF4BY, you're sounding good. John, K1BBC, on the Viking 500, listening with the ITT Mac 8 3010C, sounding very good over here. And Charlie, W4MEC, you sound good here. I'll turn it over now to WB4ARK. Buddy, this is KG4IUQ.
Okay, Mark, thanks for the signal report there. And thanks, Cliff, for your critique of my audio. Yeah, I put a lot of time in on this transmitter. And your Babcock sounds great. You have very good audio. Sounds excellent. The let's see, the temperature here last night was 19, and it's 23 right now. So I don't know what's going on with the temperature. You guys up there in the north area toward Lenore with temperatures of 35, that's weird. I tell you what, that is very strange. There didn't any ice form on, like I said, on any of the wire surfaces in this area. So we were in very good condition. Thanks, Dave, for calling the net. It's been a very good afternoon, and I think I'm going to say 73 at this point and go help Linda with getting supper ready. I don't know what's going to happen with the weather here. We'll just have to wait and see, obviously. But the net has been very good today. So with that, we'll turn it over to Cliff. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
And WB4ARK, it's WB4NKL. Thanks, buddy. Everybody's coming in good. George was much better that time with audio, so I think that was a problem the first go around. Copied him fine this time. I wonder where we're missing Mir today. I wonder if he's lost power up in that part of South Carolina. He's usually in here. I'm thankful for the warm weather we've had here overnight, and it stopped us from getting all the ice and stuff. But it's over with. Like I say, it's supposed to get down to 17 here tonight, and then looks like cold all week. So be glad when that leaves us and gets back into the 50s again. But it looks like that's a long way out. I'll send it on. Go ahead, Stan. W4KR, it's WB4NKL.
How about it, Stan? W4KR, WA4LLR. Sounds like he may have had a power outage. Boone, if you can hear me, WA4EVK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WA4EVK. I don't know if you guys can copy me or not. Give it a shot. Pretty nasty conditions here. Looks like it's turning to rain and getting warmer though, so great hopes for it. I'm not going to try to hold it at all. I'm going to send it on over to my friend Jimmy over there, K4JL, to take it, WA4EVK.
He sent it to you, Jim.
Okay. That's good. WA4EVK, K4JAL. Well, not much going on around here except waiting on the weather. I had stuck my head out all day long, and I probably won't tomorrow. My porch is like yours, Dave. It's not slick. By the way, if you get that Babcock on, we'll have 3 Babcocks babbling and a partridge and a pear tree. How about that? Chuck, M4IYQ, K4JAL. I'll say 7-3 and maybe talk to everybody later.
Okay, Jimmy, K4JAL, and the old friends, N4IYQ. Well, good copy on everybody all the way around. George was better that go around, and certainly hope everybody stays safe, and that doesn't have any serious issues. I'll make this my last one. Have enjoyed it, and we look forward to maybe catching y'all Tuesday morning or Thursday morning. It's to you, Gary, K3OS, N4IYQ. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
There you go. I wondered why I wasn't seeing any upward modulation here, or modulation in general. Thank you, Chuck. And good afternoon. I'm going to bow out as well. The level of precipitation has significantly dropped since my first transmission here, and I still don't see much on the a little bit on the trees, but not much. Just a glistening here. So we will keep our fingers crossed, and I keep my fingers crossed for everybody. I think Mir sent out a note that he didn't want to traverse his lawn on the over the ice. I don't blame him, because I was looking at the way this stuff was bouncing here, and it's apparently a good sheet of ice. I think tomorrow it's supposed to get just barely above freezing and then take a dive into like 4 degrees tomorrow night. So I'm really looking forward to that. With that, I bid you all a good day. Dave, thanks for calling the net, and we'll talk to you guys hopefully Tuesday morning. Let's see. Doug is out. Over to you. KF4BY. Stan, K3OS. Go ahead.
All right, K3OS. Let me clear my throat here. K3OS, KF4BY. Caught me at a little swallow here or something. Very good. We copied, George, we copied you much better that time. And Boone, you were a little weak, but we copied you as well. So things are still working. The temperature has come up a couple of degrees since the net started. So hopefully we won't have a whole lot of accumulation. I see a little bit out there, but it doesn't look like anything dangerous at this point. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I have too much else to add to the discussion here. Enjoyed it as always. Steve, N4LQ, you're always, it's like you have a pipeline down here to Piedmont, South Carolina. You're always banging the meter up here, so always good. And of course, Dave, you're always strong as well. Good sounding audio today. And we'll all keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we won't lose power. If we do, we have a generator that can keep the basics going, and we'll get by that way, I guess. So with that, I'm going to say 73. Good afternoon to all of you, and stay warm, stay dry, and we'll look for everybody in another week. So with that, we'll send it over to John, W1VVC. Good copy on you, John, even though you're using the vertical, KF4BY. 73, and good afternoon. I'll listen out.
Yeah, very good, Stan. KF4BY, K1VVC. No, I'm not using the vertical. And I'm using my inverted V on my tower, which is lowered from 60 feet down to 30 feet. So most of the antenna, I think, is laying on the ground. Still doing better hearing than the vertical does on these near-in contacts. Well, I hope everybody stays safe. I'm not planning on going anyplace tomorrow, maybe even Tuesday. The roads are going to be really pretty bad because it's not getting up near any temperature to melt the ice on the road. And it is that very strange texture for walking on. So, Stan, I say when you were over here on Friday and talking about the 75A1, and yesterday I decided to fix whatever my low sensitivity problem was, and found 2 defective tubes in it. So I think it's back working okay again. With that, over to you, Charlie, and stay warm. W4MEC, K1VVC.
Okay, John, very good. K1VVC and the old friends of W4MEC. Let's see, I'm going to bump this up a bit there. That's better. Real good copy all around. Boone, if you're still listening, I had an S9 signal, but your audio is very weak. So I bumped that baby up there. Let's see, yeah, it's supposed to be, it was 20 here last night, not too bad, and
It's supposed to be around 20 tonight, but tomorrow is the chilly one. It's supposed to go down to 7, and some predictions down to 2. So I'm going to have to take some extra precautions for things with that. And but then it's going back up to maybe in the teens during the. I think it's supposed to be like 13, 14 at night all week long, making it up into the high 20s, low 30s if it makes it that far during the week. It's going to be a cold week here. And I was just looking at the weather radar, fired my computer back up, and I had it turned off. And we're just about through all of the darker green there and good on the other side of it. We'll see what that brings. This morning, we had a wreck on I-26 at mile marker 54, eastbound, tractor-trailer. Decided to lay over on its side and go on its side instead on its wheels. And it was backed up from here to Spartanburg. And about 2 hours ago, we had an eastbound tractor-trailer do the same thing. He's on his side at mile marker 56. So basically, you know, with Highway 176 shut down due to Helene and a very long restoration time planned for it, if you're going either way, you've got to go down. The only way you can go is to cut over to US 25 and maybe pick up Highway 11 and cut over that way. That's a 20-mile detour from 25 to I-26 is 20 miles, almost a dead straight shot almost. That's a pretty good detour. And that's all you got. Either that or stay on 25 and go all the way to Greenville and pick up 385 or 85. But there's just no way to get there from there anymore if you're deflected off I-26. And if you're a brave soul, you can get off at Columbus and take 108 to Silver Creek and go up a road there that's got a lot of switchbacks in it, and pop out at Saluda, and not for the weak of heart and or a tractor trailer, but Holbert Cove Road is a pretty squirrely road there, and going down you want good brakes, and going up you want a good low gear, but it'll get you around there and get you back either way, going east or west on 26. But it's a little curvy. So what else we got? Let's see. No, that's about it for me too. And I'll hang around here to the end, of course. And good to hear everybody. And except for a couple of weak audio stations, good signals all around. Let's see. WA4LLR. W4, let me see.
All right. Fine business, Charlie. Let me stand by here. Do we have any late check-ins? Come now. Nope, guess not. Okay, well, let's see here. Sorry about those wrecks. And one thing's for sure, when you get a roadblock like that, you can back up a lot of traffic. My goodness. John, the low V's doing a good job up this way. And Stan, you're 40 over, just bodacious, booming in up here into Yancey County. Who else? Let's see. Boone, I copied you just a little that time. I mean, there was enough to I could hear you say I'm turning it to my friend Jimmy. That's strange. That's the weakest I've ever heard you. And Buddy's gone to help Linda with supper. And Mark's getting some large sleep pellets down that way. John, congratulations on getting the HT40 finished. And George, you were 100% copy on that last one. That's great. Well, this is the Babcock MT5B, so we've got 3 on here today. 2 5Bs and 1 5A. So how about that for a red letter day? We have plenty of time for a 73 round, so let's see here. George checked out, so Steve gives it to John. Buddy checked out, so Mark, you give it to Cliff. And Stan, you give it to John if he's still here, VVC, and if not, it goes to Charlie. So, in 4 LQ, WA4LLR.
4LLR and the Babcock net, N4LQ. All right. Well, this was a Babcock MT5A, but it's been converted to a B, and there is a lot of difference, especially in the oscillator section. And the front panel, there's some different things that's been changed, and I really doubt if there's any two of these alike. Stu Babcock was the founder of the company back in the late 1950s. Now, on my front panel, it says Babcock Radio Engineering Incorporated, and then slanted with a lightning bolt on each side, it says D-Xmitter, and a big D. I don't know what the D like Delta, and I'd like to know what the D is, and I'm pretty sure it's a D, and it's Xmitter with two T's. And I asked AI if it knew. It came back and it says, oh, that probably means direct. It's directly modulated. And I thought, nah, I don't think so. So maybe somebody knows. A little bit of static I'm hearing from storms down south, huge amount of lightning if you look on the lightning map. And I was seeing tornadoes this morning down that way, down Louisiana, Arkansas, down into Georgia even, several tornadoes. So, and Charlie, I'm trying to figure out who had the weak audio, unless it was me. George got his fixed, and I didn't hear anybody else, so maybe you can fill us in on that. I hope mine is okay. So with that, it goes to KZ4B, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ in the group, KZ4B, fine business, Steve, great signal as always. Refresh my memory, I've got a book, but it's not at arm's length. The MT5A and B, is that high sig modulation, or is that something else? You might elaborate on the modulation just to satisfy my curiosity, and for whatever that's worth. And it's interesting, earlier this afternoon I was listening to AM broadcast, which I do a lot. On Sunday afternoons there's no good political talk radio much, so I listen to music. And there was a lot of arcing. It sounded like power line arcing, where a tree limb would get in the line, but it wouldn't break into a ionized arc that would shut you down. It would just buzz, if you will. And I heard quite a bit of that, but the lights never flickered at all. So I don't know how local that was, but there was a fair amount of that that I don't normally hear. And but that's what I think it is. There is one place in the neighborhood where there's a grove of pine trees or evergreens that grow up into a power line, and it's really a hazard. I think if it was real rainy, you could go over and maybe touch a tree trunk and get a serious shock. If not, it'd kill you. And I keep bitching with Duke about that, but they really need to raise the line, reroute it, or take the trees out, because it's I think it's a real hazard. And that may be what I was listening to. But anyway, the lights did not flicker. But you know, if it's not drawing much current, it's not going to make the lights flicker. And for whatever that's worth. And the MT5B is an A and B. Both the Babcock's transceivers really do sound good. So somebody needs to elaborate on the modulation system. So on that note, and of course, Buddy, I think maybe you signed out, but if you're still there, you never told me whether you're running one or two 4-400s. It sounds like two. It's a really great signal. So, on that note, if George, if you're still there, I really wasn't very careful about who signed out. Take it away. K4GDN in the group, KZ4B over, and if not, oh, excuse me, it's Mark. KG4IUQ. Take it away, Mark.
This is KG4IUQ. Well, I'm turning over my transmission timer now. Gonna follow the procedure. Looks like a long one. Okay. N4LQ, Steve, I don't know why, but I'm getting some kind of distortion from your transmitter. I don't really know what to say about it, but everything's going well. Everybody's sounding good most of the time, and I'm going to get off of here. Maybe I'm going to have me something to eat. Everybody have a good one. I'll say 73, and I'll pass it on over to WB4NKL. Cliff, this is KG4IUQ.
Yeah, KG4IUQ, it's WB4NKL. Okay, thank you, Mark. John, these Babcocks run a pair of 6AQ5s push-pull modulating. It's a plate modulated 6AQ5 modulators driven by 12AU7, and that was driven by carbon mic transformers. So these have all been modified to run a dynamic or a crystal mic on them with an op amp. Steve's not real happy about that because we're mixing the technology, but it is what it is. If Charlie hadn't sold his, we could have had 4 Babcocks on here. He had one a few years back, he said, so we could have had four. That would probably been well, 3's probably a record. Steve, I think the DX meter, that's what mine's got on the front of it. I think that's a play on DX distance, you know, like a DX engineering DX meter. I think that's what that's about, or that's at least what I'm thinking. But I could be wrong. Thanks for calling the net, Dave. I guess this is probably the last one, and yours is sounding good. Steve, I don't hear any problem with the audio here. It's got plenty of it and sounds good. Let's see if Stan got back. I think he might have lost power. W4KR, WB4NKL.
I guess he's still gone. Let's see here. I think it goes to John, if John's still with us. K1VVC, WA4LR.
You hear me, Dave?
Guess John's had the supper call. Well, Charlie, it's up to you.
Boom, jumped in there.
WA4, LLR in the group. W4, let me see. Real good. That was Boone, Steve, that I had trouble hearing. Good S9 carrier, but really weak audio. So everybody else, your audio is fine. Yeah, I had that Babcock several years ago and built a power supply for it. It was in kind of bad shape. It was missing some parts, and I couldn't find any information. Well, I did find the schematic, and but I couldn't find any pictures, and it was missing that coil in the driver's section. You know, it's got a coil and a RF choke and something else, a resistor. They're all in parallel or something weird there, and the driver. And it was missing that coil and the RF choke, all those parts. So choking and resistor and all that were easy, but the coil was difficult because they didn't give me any specs. So I found a fellow that had one, and he took some really good pictures of the coil and gave me measurements. So I just measured out and it wasn't on a phenolic rod or nothing, it was just on the insulator. And I ended up counting the turns and winding a coil and sticking it in there, and it worked. And the tank circuit, the tank coil, was that mini ductor. It was all broken at the bottom. The plastic was all rotted, and I had to get in there and add some extra plastic and firm it all back up again so it'd be in the right position there. And but anyway, it worked fine, and I ended up selling it. I can't remember where I got the darn thing. That's the funny part. I don't know how I got possession of it, but it came along one day, and I got it going and ended up selling it to somebody in Texas or California or somebody out there. But it was a good little transmitter. Anyway, thanks for running that there, Dave, and hope this stuff gets out of here. I'm tired of it already, and and this rain washes it out. We'll see y'all on Tuesday morning, hopefully, if the power's still with us, and y'all have a good rest of the evening here. WA4LLR in the group, 73 all W4MEC.
Okay, my apologies to Boone. Boone, if you're still there, go ahead. WA4EVK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, you copy better this time?
Yep, I got you. Go ahead.
All right, I cleaned up several things and went and yanked the antenna up a few feet just because I didn't like to get whipped by the weather. And that's about all I got. Thanks for calling Annette. And Horiz, Babcock, you guys are going to have me scrounging around now. Like I didn't have enough other things over here that I haven't finished up yet. 73's up, buddy, and I'm going to get out of here this time. And Steve, I'll hear you on the, talk to you on the 160 net. WA4EVK, be clear.
All right, Boone, 73. Okay, real good. Everybody's doing good now. Yeah, Steve, I was going to say the same thing that Cliff did about the DX emitter. I think it's just saying it's going to be a long distance transmitter. And mine on the B, the nameplate, it has a nameplate on it. I think where the A's just have printed on chassis. This one's got a nameplate, looks like in the shape of the state of Tennessee, and then it's just got Babcock and Radio Engineering Incorporated, Van Nuys, California. But the model and the DX meter is inside the meter on this one, and the B has a different style meter than the A's. So anyway, well, that's neat. We had 3 of them on today. So I hope some more turn up. They're a neat little package for sure. Well, gentlemen, I have enjoyed it, and glad that everybody is still able to be on the air. Well, let's see. Glenn's running on emergency power, and Stan must have lost power, got a call from family or something. But everybody stay warm. As the old saying is, stay on the warm side of the door. And if you have to go outside, please be careful. 7-3, God bless, Lord willing, we will catch up with you on Tuesday. This is WA4LLR, David in Burnsville, North Carolina, closing this session of the Old Friends Net. Everybody have a great evening.
Thanks for calling the net, Dave. KZ4, be clear.
Why they didn't put the dash between the X and the emitter instead of between the D and the X emitter?
Good question.
I got mine off of Facebook. Some guy posted a picture of his. He was proud of it. And I said, would you please sell that to me? And he did. And that's the end of that story. Okay, N4LQ.
I don't think I've ever found anything on Facebook Marketplace that grabbed my attention. You're as lucky as a friend of mine. He can go to Goodwill and find a set of Collins.
Well, it wasn't Marketplace. It was just a group for vintage ham equipment or something like that. and he just put a picture of it on there, and I said, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And he thought about it for about a month, and he finally, I guess he got tired of looking at it, and he sent me a message, said, okay, I'll take your offer, and then that was the end of it. So I was glad to get it.
I'll be dog. Well, that's neat. Congratulations, and it sounds good. You got it going great. All righty, catch you later. WA4LLR.
All right, we'll see you later. I'm wondering why it doesn't have a load control on it, but there you are, N4LQ.